beat the Jazz again.
So what?
What do you mean, so
they're
what?
a good team. They're a good team. They're going to be a couple of ups and downs. Guys are going to get banged up, and you keep going.
Yeah, but to go
12 games into the season, dude. What 13 games?
Yeah, but counterpoint, you don't want to get skunked on a road trip, or you don't want to just win the OKC game on a road trip. And if you were going to say, hey, no Jimmy Butler, you're going to go to Utah, tough place to play. They're probably looking for revenge. And you really work them basically all game outside of, for whatever reason, Utah decides against the Heat. You know what? We'll wait till the last 8 minutes to play basketball and make a furious run and make you poop your pants. But you'll win.
Counterpoint. Counterpoint. If your team is good, chances are they won't go through these long, drawn-out losing streaks, that they'll find a way to turn it around because they have talent.
Well, the guy who has talent is Duncan Robinson. I mean, my guy. You know, he is back.
You fat shamed him. Stop it.
Listen, had to be.
Look at that. Who's that? Who's responsible for that?
Who made that?
I don't know.
Only person I know that knows Photoshop here is you.
I don't know. I don't know where that came from. You know, but listen, he comes back. He hits 6 threes. You know, he's back all the way. Duncan Robinson, my guy, the stroke man.
And you know what? In 82 games, his average is going to return to what it always is.
Did you see after the game that Duncan Robinson had fans of his podcast? They were wearing the Long Shot T-shirts, podcast merch, and he's signing the shirts as he walks off.
In Utah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
not surprising.
Yeah. Tangibles.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Utah. He have some in Boston.
Maybe he has some down here in Miami too. You don't know. Duncan Robinson, big day for him. Hits 6 threes, signs some podcast merch.
Like, you look at it as a big day. I look at it as him just getting out of a little bit of a funk.
Look at it as important.
It hasn't lasted long enough for you to say, oh no, now he's a fat cat. You guys, after 2 games, fat cat.
Listen,
come on.
The important thing though is against any team, if you don't have Jimmy Butler, you need a little supplemental help. And if they would have gotten a big 3 from Duncan Robinson, it would have swung either one of those LA games, and he was pooping the bed, ripping his jersey against the Clippers. So for him to have that kind of support against the Heat, against the Jazz, huge. Lean cat.
15 games into the season, I'm not worried about Duncan's ability to shoot. You're talking about a sport in which you're only going to be good 40% of the time. So, why does everybody get so worked up when a guy goes 1 for 10?
Let's hear a little bit from Duncan Robinson after the game. This is him on the shot starting to go in.
You know, I always try to stay even keeled. The reality is, you know, when we lost those 2 in LA, that hurts just because we lost. You know, it's one thing to miss shots, but it's another thing to miss shots and feel like, you know, doing something different could have changed the outcome of a game. So, to be honest with you, after going through those 2, it's just part of me is just kind of impervious to missing. You know, it's just go out there, let it fly, and you know, I try not to get. It's kind of how I'm built. I do get negative on myself, but it's a competitive kind of expect more. But that's when I kind of lean on other people to pull me out of that. And I got some great people in my corner, but also just great teammates. You know, Jimmy didn't even play today, but the impact he had on the game, just for me between my ears, meant a lot. And you know, I want to keep that between us, but still, I mean, everyone's been great with me. You know, there's never been a wavering confidence in my ability. And, you know, it's not like I forgot how to shoot. You know, it's going to come back around. I expect more of this for sure.
Nobody thinks he forgot how to shoot. We know.
Yo, whoa,
lead cat.
Hey, Steve, here. You know, when you're on camera, you might want to hold those numbers on the screen.
Well, I'm doing that for Tobin. He can see my hands.
I'm like.
Listen.
So, hey man, don't worry about dunks.
I'm not. He's a lean cat. He's not gonna let. Look at him. is best in show.
What? Wait.
Was he a foster
My
kitty?
question is, why Struz got sucked up in it as his kitty cat friend?
Hey, this is like his little protege cat.
Is it Struz? Aren't they the same age?
I think Struz is like 2 years younger.
Look, don't worry about dunks. Like fat cat syndrome means.
But the thing
to
is,
me,
here's the
fat
thing.
cat syndrome to me means that you're not putting in the work and you just assume you're gonna pick up where you left off and then you struggle.
It's not an ability thing to me with him, though. I don't ever get worried about Duncan Robinson's ability to shoot. I know he can shoot. I get what he talked about in the clip is that I get worried about him getting too in his own head and needing and having all these voices in his head, and then that becomes something that really like just bogs you down.
If I may, you think your photoshops are helping?
Well, listen, I don't make the rules.
Like you just come on the air and say, I don't get worried about his ability to shoot. I get worried about his mentals.
Yeah, but I need to.
That's why they shake their head when you ask questions.
Right.
That's not fair.
Emma's like,
Hold on.
Guy
Here's
again.
the thing. Here's the thing, though. You can't be happy and play that donkey music for the Sioux Falls Skyforce when you're wearing number 62, and then be upset if I make a fat cat Photoshop.
You also can't comment on his mentals while putting this out here in Twitter.
But it's all for giggles.
Twitter.
It's all for giggles. We give and we take. The giggles. Here's Spo after the game on dunks.
I like the looks that he was getting before. It's not just about, the final result. And I know it matters to all the fans. I know it matters to him, of course. But one way or another, he creates great reactions or overreactions that help our offense. And today, he's able to get some cuts that really helped us in the second half.
There you go. Spo believing him. Now, I got to be honest with you, though, Leroy. I thought the guy who had the game of the game was P.J. Tucker. P.J. Tucker, he came out like a menace in this game. Like, he was just so – this dude, like, you get it, like, why this guy is so about it for this team, why he's just perfectly made for this team. He's a crazy person. He's a crazy person who is 6'4", but is ripping rebounds away from everybody. I don't know. He's just fights everything away from everybody. He's awesome. It's just everything that he gave you in that game was just so huge. And I love PJ Tucker. I mean, I really do. He's one of those guys who's always said like, oh, this guy would be perfect for the Heat. He is. Like, how do you not fall in love with what this guy brings to the table? I know he's done this for other teams, but it's cool seeing it on a night-to-night basis because it really felt like he went into that game and he was like, we're not losing this game. I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna go out and hustle everybody. And he was amazing. 13 points, 11 rebounds, but it was even bigger than that. Like it just oozed all over the place. Heat culture oozing all over the floor. It was tremendous. And then yesterday, I got the goosies. Because yesterday,
here's the thing with PJ is that it's really cool when you find somebody in sports that finds their niche, finds what they do. And he's been able to do that. When you bring him onto your team, you know exactly why you're bringing him. You know exactly what he does. He know what his role is going to be. And it's really cool to find somebody that, you don't have to be a 25-point scorer to be a professional. And he's one of those guys that he makes an impact on every team that he's ever played for. And it's not because he scores 25 points a game.
I saw this yesterday on Instagram.
No, I didn't.
This was goosies.
Because it was on Instagram.
You should get on Instagram, dude. It's fun.
I'm on
animal attacks, knockouts, ass models. It's a fun time. But you also have goosies. And this was, I love this. Udonis Haslem posting on his Instagram. PJ Tucker. Everybody eats, B.
Hey.
-1.
Yeah, just because we know what you think.
We already had this discussion yesterday.
This to me.
I'm not even gonna let you say anything.
I loved it.
I wasn't good. Listen, I was gonna let you have your moment.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
You was thinking
Such
it.
a
You
liar.
can see it in your eyes.
Big mouth liar.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was just gonna let y'all go ahead on and have y'all moments. I just, what it looked like to me.
Don't do it. Don't do
I'll
it.
take another point away.
Don't do it. Just let it be. You said you were going to let it be. Be true to your word.
No, see, here's what happened, Wade Goat, is that we already had text about this yesterday.
Goosies.
And
Gave you a -1
so-
yesterday.
And I got the old group -1, like I was the leper in the group, right? Even from J-Fig. J-Fig stopped playing
Deserved.
with her dog and chimed in -1.
Even
And like everybody just
Even
they
Scooby
ganged
gave you
up on me.
-1.
Huh?
Even
Yeah.
Scooby gave you -1.
Yep, Scooby gave me -1.
-1?
Everybody got me, right? So, since I already got the -1s, I mean, I might as well just say what the text said. Like, we're just discussing text chat. That's it. Right. J-Fig stopped in the middle of a festival to give me -2. Like, yeah. But it was funny.
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
How do I get a -1 on my day? You'll be amazed.
I like how
You'll be amazed.
I like how-
I don't even reply and they go Leroy -1. Because they if you put it out there, what's gonna happen?
Why can't you just get the goosies like everybody else?
I'm not getting no goosies.
Or
for
just
that.
ignore it.
No, I can't ignore it. Come on. That was too
That's
the ease
Leroy's
was
silly
good
sauce.
there.
Leroy can't help it.
Idiot.
I'm gonna go ahead on the take.
Let's
So they send a picture and they say, "Ooh, the goosies," and I said, "That's not the goosies. That's PJ holding UD up."
-1
I'm so mad
for
at you.
sass.
I'm so mad at you for saying that. I'm really you could have just let it go and I could have gotten to the PJ Tucker cut, but no, you just had to do it. You just had to do it. You rat bastard.
Now I will say this:
You are a rat bastard.
If I am close to what y'all call the goosies, because of the type of player I was, when I see a guy like PJ Tucker, I do raise up in my seat because I like that kind of play.
Well, you've always said this Heat team. He feels like he's completely changed the rebounding mentality of this team. Like
The numbers don't lie.
the numbers
about
don't
that.
lie, dude. Like what they've turned into as a rebounding team in this
A
league.
dominant rebounding team without a 7-foot.
That Riley has
7-footer.
Riley has to be so giddy. And they're doing this, you're going in there against the game with Rudy Gobert and Hassan Whiteside, two guys, excellent rebounders. How do you not love that? How do you not love what they're doing?
Basically just pushing them around.
Here's
You're
PJ.
pushing them around. You're debolting them. And when it comes to rebounds, you are putting your imprint on the game because you're just pushing everybody around and getting it.
Here's PJ Tucker after the game.
This have an effect on the game. Some games I don't get shots. Some games I may take one shot. But I still got to be able to do my job. I still got to have my footprint on every single game. Every game requires something different. Regardless of who's playing, I got to figure out my way to be out there and be effective. And that's a part of winning too. It's not always points to rebounds. It's a lot of things that are not on the stat sheet that help winning.
Yeah, love that. Goosies. All right, we'll take a quick break. Enough feel good. Let's get to these. Let's just get to this awful ending to Saturday night. Bums.
You got one rule.
Intangibles.
Tangibles. Bro, our intangibles are so much better than anybody else's intangibles. Like, they're coming at me with a Bogdanovich
Boston
and
is
an
so
Ingles.
jealous.
Dude, we have Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson just lighting it up. Tyler Hero, 27 points. Duncan giving you 22. The tangibles are more intangibles, but our tangible list better than any other intangibles out there, Leroy.
We have role
intangibles kicked your
reversal.
ass.
Because our intangibles here are black.
What?
Say that again.
Excuse me?
Our intangibles in Miami are black. PJ Tucker just told you.
Oh.
He impacts the game without scoring.
You were claiming
What is that?
So you're saying PJ Tucker is intangibles, but Tyler Hero's not intangibles?
No, you can't be intangible and score 27.
Yeah, he's got a point there.
Interesting. He's good, man. Tyler Hero.
Deadman.
Holy crap.
That may give me
Intangibles.
5 of the best minutes you ever seen in
Oh,
basketball.
yeah, he can. The dead man?
2 points. That's intangibles.
Interesting.
Is it not?
Never thought about it like that.
That is the rule for intangibles.
I'm still too scared. I'm not going to say that. I'm too scared to say that. But, I mean, you can say
not?
it. Ah,
Why not? The rules of intangibles fit.
What, intangibles can't be black?
That's what he's saying. I'm more offended that now black folks can't even be intangibles.
Are you offended?
What's wrong with you?
Are you sure that you're offended by that?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wasn't it Leroy who started?
You know what?
calling white
Anybody
people
can be.
intangibles?
You know what? I'm going to back out. Anybody can be anything. I'm just going to back out of this one.
Wait.
It's the one time Tobin doesn't have anything.
I'll have a take.
No. Soon as no. There's been other times where he just
He's like,
Michael
move
Jackson
it along.
Move it
He just-
along.
Michael Jackson out of the room. Moonwalk. He just see him backing up like this.
Rockstar X says Keefe getting the MVP suspended. Intangibles. Bro, Keefe is out another game. Like, dude got sent back to Miami. This Jokic needs to be put in jail, quite frankly. What are we doing here?
Put him in that jail with Marcos.
You know? Yeah, no. Put him in heat jail. This Jokic. By the way, this was great. Did you see the interview that Ira Winderman did with Andy Ellisberg? Andy Ellisberg. I know Andy Ellisberg on the record. Rarity.
Spoke?
Andy Ellisberg was talking to Ira and said he says, I didn't know that on my birthday I would wake up as a meme because of the photo where he's blocking all of the Heat players. It's so great. That has got to be a funny thing when you're Andy Ellisberg and you're kind of just like, hey, you know, I wonder what's going on today. And he goes, oh, you've broken the internet, Andy. That's what's going on. He says, quote, I didn't know for my birthday I was going to be a meme. As the picture went wild all over the place, he goes, I looked at the wall clock and it said 5 o'clock. I got 5 a.m. I got a 5 a.m. call saying they were doing some investigating, which is standard, but obviously the timing was a little bit odd. But that happens sometimes when you're on the road. And then about 6 o'clock, I rolled over and said, let me see what's on Twitter. And I got to Twitter and saw the pictures coming through and coming up on Twitter. I was like, okay. Ira writes, because there stood Ellisberg at 6'6", one arm at the door, the other arm near the opposite opening, essentially building a wall that was facing the intense faces of Kyle Lowry, Bam Adebayo, Dwayne Dedmon, Jimmy Butler, among others. It wasn't necessarily a roadblock plan, but it was one that might as well have prevented a major collision. Andy says, quote, in situations like that, you want to make sure that everything stays as calm as possible. Leave everything on the floor and let's not make everything worse. Everyone's emotional at those particular moments, and you just want to make everyone just sort of calm down. The picture looked more than it really was. You just want to make sure that everyone can keep as safe as you can. Man.
How about this?
That's good.
Andy Ellsberg is 6'6", but he ain't built like Kevin Durant, if you know what I'm saying.
He whooped somebody's ass.
He built more like Zion.
Dude is dude will whoop
Sit on somebody.
That's so good. Oh man. So good. Anyway, good birthday for Andy Ellisberg.
Happy belated birthday, Andy.
Happy belated birthday, Cap Guru. He's already working. He already knows how to get Donovan
How
Mitchell.
long has he
with
been
Cap.
with the Heat?
Forever. He was like one of those guys who worked his way up. Did everything. That's kind of how everybody is with the Heat. Which, by the way, the mashup jerseys are now available if anybody wants to get in on those. I was kind of looking at my
Yeah, they had the midnight release here.
they had the midnight release last night, so you guys could go to the Miami Heat store. I think is it MiamiHeatStore.com? Is that what the website is? Let me check that out. I don't want to screw this up. Otherwise,
things already sold out.
Otherwise, Lorenzo will clothesline me. Even though he's probably happy today because Patrick Mahomes is
Chiefs
back.
won. 5 touchdowns.
The MiamiHeatStore.com. So you guys go there. You guys can start ordering your jerseys up. And the thing that's cool about this, you guys can start mixing the jersey numbers. Like you can make them however you want. That's pretty cool. So
you may get them in March.
I don't know. I don't know when they'll get them. I don't know when they all go out. But it's
You can't get shipping anymore.
no. Well, that's a good. See, I'm glad you mentioned that. The Heat. I remember this because I was boots on the ground and I was in a presentation. They're doing everything local. Everything's in house because of that.
Okay.
So they've thought of this, Leroy. They've thought of this.
Good to know.
Good to know. Just so the same thing with the T-shirts, the court culture. That's all being made down here for the mashup stuff. So glad you mentioned that, Leroy.
Are you going to wear one of those jerseys on your elf costume? Because you lost again?
As long as you don't take me anywhere where I'm embarrassed, like as far as like people see me that I know. Like I mean, I'm not gonna wait. Yeah, I don't want to go somewhere where like I could run into somebody. Like
It's kind of the point.
Don't take me to the Hard Rock and I see like Tony there. Like I don't want people who I know seeing me.
They're not too fond of costumes up in there. SWAT almost came and accosted me when I went in my ninja costume.
Oh man,
Well, that's because you're wearing a ninja costume. Can't see you.
Hey,
Like, who is this person?
all I needed was some smoke. Boom.
Black dude in a ninja costume? You're like, nah.
You couldn't tell I was black. I had everything covered.
everything was covered.
They could see those eyes.
The Heat, they did snap their losing streak on Saturday, beating the Jazz 111-105. Tyler Hero with 27 points, 8 rebounds. Dunks, he had 22 points, 6 of 11 from downtown. He was signing long shot merch after the game. PJ Tucker, though, I thought he was the player of the game with his 13 and 11. PJ Tucker, he's the dude's a badass, and he brought the energy. Really, like you could feel him trying to like will the team there, right from jump. And here's Eric Spoelstra on PJ Tucker's performance.
Yeah, he's just a winning player, and that's probably the shame of it to the average fan. Unless we constantly educate people, no one will have any idea of how many things that he impacts. And you'll notice it when he's on the other team's best player defensively, but it's the blockouts, it's the rotations, it's the protect side defense, and then offensively, just getting people open constantly. And he does it in every way possible, whether he's screening pick and roll basketball or off ball screening. He's just elite, at helping guys get open.
Miami Heat.
Hey, that is the epitome of intangible.
That
explanation right there.
That's true.
That's intangible.
He also, I mean, like the impact that he's had to this starting lineup, and I think it's probably just infectious on everybody. The Miami Heat, number 1 rebounding team in the NBA this year, which Riley has to love because you know him. No rebounds, no rings. Like he's
hustle and effort always finds its way through the other teammates.
Yep.
Always in any sport.
It has to be. It has to feel good for them for the impact that he's made already. And here's a little Kyle Lowry, low dog, going out there. This is what he has to say about PJ Tucker.
You don't have to put on extra cheese because you trashed
my guy, Kyle Lowry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tucker's one of the hardest playing guys in the NBA. He should always make all defensive team. He's one of those guys who, he took the grind, right? He kept a couple years in the league, went overseas for a while, and then kind of, when he got his opportunity, he took advantage of it. And he's a guy who has no let up. And no matter how tall he is, he plays at a bigger level. And his intensity is, it leads us, his intensity of how he plays, how he handles situations, how he handles guarding people, how he handles his communication is awesome. He's a veteran, and he's a pro. He's a man. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's tough to, not want to go to the battlefield with him.
Man, that's beautiful. I love that.
If you have that guy on your team, it drags the rest of the team along as far as effort, hustle, stuff like that. You mentioned it earlier, rebounding. They got the same guys on the team. Now all of a sudden they're one of the top rebounding teams in the league.
Yep. And listen, don't sell yourself short either, low dog. I mean, we needed a little bit of an offensive boost. No Jimmy Buckets out there. And this is what I always knew he would bring to the table with the Miami Heat. I knew Kyle Lowry when they signed him that this guy was going to bring punch wherever needed. You need to set people up, there's low dog. You need a scoring punch, there's my guy Kyle Lowry. That's why I always wanted him here. I love Kyle Lowry, dude.
Kin73 on Twitch says, Tobin, after Lowry goes to the 76ers today, didn't want that fat cat anyway.
Oh, no, it's coming. The second those words start out of his mouth, -1.
Why?
Why? Because you're a fraud.
I'm not a fraud.
Really? Tell us how you feel about Lowry.
Lowry? You never wanted him. Fat. Rode coattails of Kawhi Leonard, who's going to be here in 4 months. Put on a whole dog and pony show. Oh, Drake is, look, guys. You guys know I know Drake. Bro, he's an ambassador. He's paid to be there. My guy, Low Dog.
Can you dig yourself a deep? The one thing I'll say about Tobin, he could gently tip his toes in the water and say, I'm not a fan. No. He's all in. All in. Right? Because being a fraud, you can easily come back and deny it.
I don't like.
Come back and put a twist on it.
I don't like how you
always put the
Lowry.
twist on it.
Never want him. I don't like how you. I don't like how you just like put as like Tobin being a fraud like it's my species. I don't like that.
It is.
It's not. I'm a he lifer.
Here, we know of. I used to think that it was extinct. It was becoming extinct. Your kind. But then you, Manny Diaz, we got a couple of guys.
Wow, he's roping you with Manny.
Wow, don't do that. Don't do
y'all
that.
Y'all were living in the rainforest and then kind of poked your head out and back to normal.
Manny Diaz, Brendan Tobin, one in the same.
Don't do that. We'll talk.
Really?
All right, we'll get back into that fraud ski coming up next.
Game recognized game.